We are watching serial killers who accidentally chose the worst targets. So let's see what this is about, bruh. Hold on. I need to try to test my sound. Sound check. Is this too loud or this too quiet?
California.
Is this too loud, too quiet? Sound check. I need a up or down. Good volume. All right, wait. We're gonna put closed captions. Yes, sir.
The cheetah incident. In 1993, at a club in California, a demon prowled the venue. Unbeknownst to many, the Grim Sleeper, a man who'd ended the lives of 10 women, was searching for his next victim.
Damn.
Everybody else was drinking and having fun. He noticed an African-American girl that seemed annoyed and upset, so he walked over to her to figure out...
He got our black queen? Don't do that.
She was invited out to play dominoes, but everybody there kept offering her drinks and telling her to club when she wasn't a drinker.
Okay.
It was extremely late, and she was tired.
Why are you at the club if you're not drinking? I don't understand.
And wanted to go home, so the Grim Sleeper pointed to his vehicle outside. He told her that he has a car, and if she really wanted to go home that badly, he could just take her. Delighted, the woman sprung out of her seat and followed the dangerous criminal back to his car. She got in first, and he shut her door like a gentleman. Then he got into the driver's seat and began taking her to her house.
I just want to say, this is kind of crazy. Like, think about that. You could be chilling at like a store or like a restaurant, and there's a killer potentially eyeing out his next victim while you're there, and you just never know.
After a while, she told him to make a right turn to her house, but he ignored her. Confused, she repeated herself. "You're supposed to make a right over there, not a left." Realizing the criminal was no longer responding, the lady quickly went to open the door to get out of the car.
Nigga, did you say natural selection? You're not real. You're not real. Yo, you're not real.
But it was then that she finally realized that the door didn't have a handle on the inside. She was literally trapped in the car. Becoming filled with joy, the monster finally revealed his intentions to the woman. And as you could probably guess,
ugly
they were
ass
horrible and
face.
evil. But there was only one problem with his plan. The woman he was talking to wasn't any ordinary person.
You said, I don't gotta outrun the killer, I just gotta outrun someone in the store? I suppose, bruh.
The Grim Sleeper had accidentally trapped himself inside a car with the cheetah, also known as the most dangerous woman in the world.
What the fuck?
Given to her just 1 year later.
What?
To win the 1994 kickboxing championship. When she was young, she was ruthlessly bullied and chased around the town. Her uncle was a martial arts master, and unknown to the Grim Sleeper, her uncle forced her to fight him every single day.
My nigga, that's literally just bad RNG if you're the killer, bruh. That's bad RNG, nigga. That's bad RNG.
In order to get her black belt. At the end of the day, whenever she finished practicing with her colleagues and got ready to leave, her uncle, also known as Master Quiet Storm...
You said horrendous RNG? On God.
And if she wanted to exit the dojo, she'd have to beat him in combat and forcefully pry the keys out of his hands.
She had to beat a nigga ass just to escape.
As a kid.
It's crazy work.
The criminal asked her to comply with his sick demands, she told him no. As you could guess, this angered the psychopath. So he swung...
Here's my question. Is she scared? I don't mean to keep pausing. Is she scared? Like, I wonder, like, in this situation, like, you know who you are and what you do, and you sitting there with a killer who just confessed he's a killer, he ready to kill you. Is he scared? Like, for me, I'm channeling aura, bruh. I'm channeling the aura because it's Cook.
...at her with his full might. But immediately she blocked his punch and spun back with a devastating counterpunch, striking him straight in his face.
Cook this shit.
So you're a fighting type, he said as he smiled. The woman...
Nigga said, oh, you're a fighting type. What is this, nigga? Pokemon?
Which would go on to prove to be his worst mistake. Once he was trapped in the trunk of the van with the professional champion kickboxer, she unleashed a hellish attack on him. He tried to tackle her, but she grabbed his shirt and swung him around in the trunk of the van, smashing his head against the inside of the vehicle.
Yo, my nigga, she mixing this nigga up, hitting him with all types of combos, bruh. Like, what? Yo, bruh, that's crazy.
Stop punches to his face, causing him to fall backwards on his butt.
I understand. You take a punch to the mouth and you go, nah, nigga, running back in the back of my van. Let's get it. Like, what? Nigga, she cooked your shit.
At this point, the girl noticed that his pants were unbuckled and falling down. So while they were still in the trunk, she stomped on his chest.
And this nigga was sagging? Get him out of here.
So high that she thought she ripped them off of him. The Grim Sleeper shrieked like a banshee.
She hit this nigga with the elite nut tamer technique, bro. That's crazy.
And began crying out in pain. He quickly gave her the keys to unlock the van and escape. But before she left, while still pulling his royal jewels, she told him, When I say no, it means no, before delivering a nasty right hook to the crying man.
Yeah, she was forming aura. There's no way she said some shit like that to him. That's aura. That's aura.
Nearly knocking him out. She took the keys, unlocked the trunk of the van, and quickly escaped while throwing the keys away so that he couldn't follow her.
Type shit.
Freddie Gibbs would go on to win her first championship after that year, officially titling her as the most dangerous woman.
Look at that fucking physique. Why would you go for her? If I'm a killer, bruh, I'm sizing out body types, because I'm looking at this shit and I'm thinking I could take those. Like, come on, bro, lock in.
Alive. And years later, the Grim Sleeper would later be caught and arrested in 2010 because of an eaten pizza crust he left at a crime scene.
My nigga, look at you! Yeah, okay. Poindexter glasses having ass nigga, bro. You were not taking that matchup. Why, like an older version of you?
Said no, she means no, and I walked in, bam, then I left.
The Night Stalker. In
That's
the summer
nasty
of
work.
1985, the city of Los Angeles became gripped by fear. Night after night, a mysterious intruder slipped silently into homes across Southern California. He struck in darkness, often entering through unlocked doors or open windows while families slept, and he did the absolute unthinkable.
I don't know this one.
If there was a man in the house he broke into, he would immediately just end them, then he would attack and assault the man's family, often carving evil imagery into women and anybody else in the house. And
why he look like
stabbed them
Benson?
until they perished. Victims described him
That's
as
nutty,
a
that's
thin,
nutty.
satanic
But why he
man
look,
who
yeah.
had wild eyes and reeked of sweat and cigarettes. Police didn't know his name yet, but the media soon gave him one. The Night Stalker. This
Okay.
individual had 15 victims tied to his name, and he by all means was a top priority to officers in the nearby counties.
Nigga playing GTA
On
IRL.
August 31st, 1985, he casually strolled into a nearby convenience store to pick up a beverage because he was thirsty. And right next to the drink he was grabbing, he noticed a rack of newspapers that all had a wanted poster of his face on it.
Goofy ass
He
nigga.
immediately panicked and darted out of the doors looking for an individual to target and carjack so that he could leave the area. The criminal jumped into the car of a 28-year-old woman named Angelina. Without wasting a second, he began to punch her in the stomach and forcefully steal her car from her. What the
Type
Night
shit.
Stalker failed to notice,
She had a
his
gun.
neighbor was nearby watching
Oh,
it
never
happen,
mind.
and he also had huge balls. As the neighbor ran over to help Angelina, the Night Stalker told him to stay back and warned him that he had a gun. The 50-year-old neighbor called his bluff and ripped the scumbag right out of the car.
My nigga, what? You're going against a 50-year-old and you tried to hit him with the I got a gun? Bro, you pump faked. Nigga pump fake. Nobody was buying that shit. He got his ass beat by a 50-year-old. Yo, these killers are so weak, bruh.
And it was at this point that this man had realized that he'd chosen the absolute worst neighborhood to do a carjacking in.
On God.
He instantly found himself surrounded by a huge, angry mob.
He got stomped
They knew
out!
who he was. They knew all of his crimes.
Oh, they
And
stomped that
worst of
nigga
all,
out.
They weren't police officers, so their idea of justice wasn't jail, it was death.
These gotta be niggas. These gotta be niggas. These gotta be
Angelina's
niggas.
husband ripped a steel rod out of a metal fence and began smashing his head with it, while another neighbor attacked him with a makeshift spear made
Damn.
out of barbecue equipment.
Nigga,
People
what?
grabbed and tugged at him from different directions, beating him senselessly.
What is this location, bruh?
They beat him so bad that when police showed up, he began crying out, "I did it! It's me!" begging them to arrest him. Reports state that once he was arrested, he began speaking Spanish to himself, saying, "Thank goodness the police came and arrested me."
Damn, nigga.
When he was taken to the
Wait,
police
that was
station,
him? Why he got a mask on?
people surrounded the building chanting, "Kill him," in unison. He would go on to receive 19 death sentences. However, he would pass away from cancer at 53 years old in 2013.
Yo, the
Honestly,
streets was on that
if I was
nigga
the cop
ass. I ain't gonna
arresting
lie.
him that day, I probably would have just driven around in circles and pretended like I couldn't find him so that he could spend some more time with the crowd of victims he had been terrorizing for the past
Nigga,
year.
if I was a cop and he said I did it, it's me, I would have pushed him back and walked
Most
away.
either don't know or just don't believe it. This man is a serial killer.
We talking about King Von!
In the Parkway Garden.
Oh,
and
okay.
Would later on become named O-Block, which is named after his close friend and mentor, Odie, when he was murdered. A little later, Pontoon, another one of his friends, would pass away in the same way.
Word.
And, I should probably mention that his father was also murdered when he was a
Nigga
had a
said,
brother like
police steady
who
watching me,
kept
bro.
around
It's
as a close
cooked.
friend. White, except not really, because in 2012, White would pass away on Von's 18th birthday, right in front of him at a gas station.
Pass away from a gang rival hit? That's
This
nuts.
specific incident that caused him to become a serial killer.
Canon event, nigga. Canon
Would
event.
later on be connected to over 10 or 11 murders throughout his life, whilst also taking deep, nearly sociopathic pleasure in the lives he ended and putting it into his songs. Allegedly, of course. Nonetheless, he really did what he rapped about in his music, which is what caused him to develop contempt for another popular up-and-coming artist in his industry, Young Boy. Von took a lot of
Holy.
pride in the crimes he committed, especially since it was what eventually made him become popular and successful. Young Boy, in a lot of ways, is similar to Von, but Von didn't believe that he actually did any of the things he rapped about.
Damn, that
You
nigga
see
say
other
Young Boy
artists getting more
capping.
virality than him, when he believed he was a fraud, quietly upset him. And
Didn't Young Boy kill that nigga?
so, completely unprovoked, he'd go on to publicly say that Young Boy lies in his music online.
You got cap in your rap.
You got cap in your raps. This would start a pretty petty back and forth between the two young men. Von would
What's up,
begin
Glam?
flirting with the mother of Young Boy's kids. Young Boy would flirt with Von's ex, then they sent disses at each other, and blah blah blah. You get the gist. Despite the clear animosity between the two individuals, Von would go on to say that there was no bad blood between him and Young Boy at all,
Tight,
which would later on prove to be obviously untrue.
but not
On
tight.
November 5th, 2020, he would get up, hop into his bulletproof Hellcat, and head out to a club to perform his show along with 8 other cars that were guarding and following him. At the club, despite everything seeming normal and fun at first,
That's
people
tough,
close to
bruh.
Davon noticed that he seemed off. The man frequently mentioned paranoia and feeling like the spirits of the
Nigga
lives
said,
he
of course it's a
ended were all
Hellcat.
over
Oh, that's
him.
crazy.
Many people said he could switch from being calm, collected, and silly to seeming very off or sociopathic.
I mean,
A lot of
yeah.
people generally started to believe that he might have had a literal demon living inside of him, or something seriously wrong with his head. It was
Nah.
noted that he was allegedly given inside information that one of Young Boy's friends.
He went on a
in the Fight
drill.
Club
He went on a
was
drill.
close to
He
him.
went on a
This
drill.
friend's name is Quando Rondo. After he finished performing at his show, he and his entourage got up, went inside of their cars, and headed back home.
Oh, wait. I remember. Nah, they were fighting. Him and Quando went and fought, and then his homeboy pulled out the gun and killed him. I remember now. I remember.
However, suddenly, the security guards noticed that Von's car had gone missing.
And that shit was caught on
The
camera.
club that Quando Rondo was at and waited patiently. His entourage later on showed up and found Von. After regrouping with him, they put all of their weapons away inside of the car and got ready to head inside of the club. But it was at this moment that one of Von's associates located the person he was looking for. As Quando Rondo was leaving the club, Von bumped into him head on and began to beat him ruthlessly. The man was terrified, later stating that he didn't even know who was fighting him, but once he realized it was Von, it felt like the devil or a demon was attacking him.
What the fuck?
An out of body experience. Like it's like the devil was coming to get me. Like
Bro, that's crazy. You can't glaze the nigga that damn near killed you. That's nuts. This is nutty glaze. This is nutty glaze, bro. This is nutty glaze.
it's like my my soul. Like I can't even explain it, man.
Von was
Like,
doing what he loved, and the man he was attacking was likely going to become another victim that he'd rap about in his songs. But there was just one slight mistake he made. He assumed that his target was alone, and was so laser focused on attacking his target that he failed to realize that just 2 feet away, a random white car was full of Quando's crew, all of whom were armed. And when they saw their friend being
That's
attacked
cooked.
by Von, they didn't hesitate to shoot him 4 times. Even after getting injured, Von continued wrestling and attacking Quando until the two were eventually broken up by their crews.
This is nuts.
Undercover police officers ran to the scene and began calling backup. The man had 4 holes in his body, and blood was leaking everywhere inside of the car, panicking his team and friends. Nonetheless, he was still alive and conscious. He'd even go on to tell his friends to calm down because he was fine.
That's kind of
While he was
sad.
successfully delivered to the hospital, during surgery he'd suddenly shoot up awake in cold sweats. He'd throw the nurses and medical staff who were operating on his body off of him.
I didn't know about this part.
swinging at them.
And Von made it to 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries, so he made it to 2 surgeries. And then after the second surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said, "Where his gun at?"
In a state of complete shock and panic, he began searching for his gun on the surgery table, but then froze. And suddenly, as he woke up, he collapsed from shock, marking his end. To think this situation all
That's
came from
crazy.
about 5 or 6 words is insane.
This nigga died looking for his gun. That's nutty.
The spoon incident.
Dumb black, nah, bro. That's just
Earlier
Vaughn.
that week, and seeing that he was fresh meat, an atrocious criminal named William Roberts decided it was time to assert some dominance over him since he seemed like the perfect target.
That means he wanted to fuck him. Cause it was prison. He wanted to get up in that booty meat, nigga.
It's unclear exactly what sick intentions William had in mind for the man when he approached him, but what is known is that when the two interacted, the monster began to boast and brag about the most heinous crimes he had committed in an attempt to put fear into the heart of the man and make him yield to his requests. He walked up to the man's seat where he was eating, then he set down his food tray and began eating beside him. "What are you in prison for?" he said. "Because I'll let you know that I'm practically allowed to do anything I want. I'm in prison for having my way with a 4-year-old. And look,
What?
I'm here. So what about you? Are you here for car theft, insurance fraud, reckless driving?" After sitting and
Murder.
listening to William's
I know it
monologue,
is murder.
The man calmly responded to his questions. "I'm a serial killer.
Murder.
Because I ended a man that was bragging to me about
Murder.
the horrible things he had done to multiple kids. I strangled him so hard that emergency responders said his face became blue like a pair of jeans.
Damn, he choked that nigga out and killed him. Oh no,
They
he
thought I was
was.
crazy, so they sent me to a mental hospital where I bumped into another person who did this.
Nah, this is shitty RNG, my nigga. You go to jail, you start claiming that you're a rapist, and then the nigga that you try to punk down kills rapists. Yo, pack it up. Yeah, GG,
Same
bro.
horrible thing to kids. And so I ended him too. And now they've sent me to this prison. And just like deja vu, I have another predator telling me the same thing.
Shit,
I just
undercover.
ended the life of another prisoner 2 hours ago. I hid his body under my bed, and I hoped I wouldn't need to do the same thing to another person.
Oh
for
my
a while,
God.
But I guess I was wrong. William Roberts just happened to choose the absolute worst person to brag to about his crimes.
That's terrible,
He was talking
bruh.
to Robert Maudsley, a serial killer specifically known for only targeting predators. And in the blink of an eye, Maudsley grabbed the spoon off of his food tray and jammed it into William's face. He
Damn.
screamed horrifically, but Maudsley didn't stop there. He ruthlessly beat and continued to carve away at the man's face with his spoon. He stabbed him over and over again, and somehow nobody in the prison noticed what was happening at all. William
Yeah, them niggas
screamed
casually
and
walked away. I ain't
until he
gonna lie.
couldn't anymore. After Maudsley was finished, he calmly walked over to a prison guard and told them that 2 prisoners would be missing from the roll call today.
Hold on. I mean, what's that question you just asked me? You said, Tev, would you rather be stabbed or shot? Okay. Depends on where the knife and what. I'm taking a gunshot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm taking a gunshot. The problem with knives, bro, sometimes you can get, like, the worst way to get stabbed by a knife is if the knife is dull, because it takes more force, which requires more pain. But on top of that, like, it could get jammed inside of places, so you can't get it out easily. A bullet is just a bullet. Like, surgery can get rid of a bullet, but fucking a knife, like a dull knife, it's GG's. I ain't even gonna cap to you. Depends on the knife's rusty. No, I'm telling you niggas, it depends on if the knife is dull, bro. No cap. No cap. You better hope a nigga stab you with a sharp knife, bro, or you don't have a chance of survival.
Concerned with that ominous statement, the guards ran into Maudsley's prison cell and found the body of William and another prisoner. William's face was unrecognizable, but
Golly.
most horrifyingly of all, his brains were carved out of his skull with a spoon sticking out of it. Prison
Damn.
guards immediately believed that Maudsley must have cannibalized the man's brains, but he calmly denied the accusation.
Them
He
niggas said he
something
ate
around
the
lines of,
brains?
"No, I wouldn't do that, nor would I lie about it." The man would later on be placed inside of a glass box where he would go on to spend the rest of his life in solitary confinement. Most people in life are amazing to be around, but every once in a while there is a chance that you could bump into a psychopath, so always take precautions and always be prepared so that you too
Why he look
don't
like
end up
that?
as a victim. Have a happy day.
Wait, was that him? If that was him, hold on.
Chance that you could bump into a psychopath.
That's the GOAT right there. That's the GOAT. If that was him, that's the GOAT. Oh, that's David? That's not the GOAT no more.
So always take precautions and always be prepared so that you too don't end up as a victim.
Nah.
Have a happy day.
Nah. I thought we were talking about the guy who killed the pedos, bruh. That's the GOAT. He saved a generation of kids. All right, get shit off. Just get shit off, bro.